So let's talk about real-time Pubsub. They are very similar to message streams and message brokers, but very different at the same time. So in case of both message brokers and message streams, they pull the message out from the broker, right? Or the message stream. So either from SQS or Kinesis, the consumers are pulling message out. This gives them the superpower that everyone can move at their own sweet pace while the messages are being buffered, right? But what real-time Pubsub does is they say that, hey, why should you pull if I can push? So where real-time Pubsub comes in is the fact that if I have a real-time Pubsub setup, and if someone sent an event to real-time Pubsub, the event would be immediately broadcasted to everyone who has subscribed to it. They will not be pulling from it, but instead it would be pushed to all of them who have subscribed to that. A great example for real-time Pubsub is Redis Pubsub. Redis is a database typically known as for its caching capabilities, but it also has something called as Pubsub, right? So what it does is on that Redis, you can subscribe to a channel, and whoever is subscribed to the channel, whenever a publisher publishes on that channel, subscribers would get it immediately. So subscribers are not pulling from the channel, but rather Redis is pushing the data to the corresponding subscriber. Now, where does it help? This helps in getting things really fast delivered to subscriber, because you don't want to wait for that to pull the data. What if you push it? So it gives you very low latency communication, because as soon as you get the message, as soon as Redis gets the message, it pushes it to the consumers. And that is brilliant, because now you can build very low latency applications because of this. A lot of tools, especially messaging apps, use this very well. Practical uses of this is when you do message broadcast. So a lot of servers are connected to the same broker, this Redis Pubsub. And now what you can do is when one server pushes the message, Redis responsibility is to send this message to everyone who is subscribed to this channel. It's literally they're pushing it rather than them pulling it. A great example, a great real world example for that is configuration push. For example, let's say a server has changed some configuration, and now you want this configuration to be delivered to every single one of your API servers. So now what can happen is all API servers can be connected to the same Redis Pubsub. When one of the server changes the configuration, it pushes an event into Redis Pubsub, which is sent to all the servers, and all the servers can handle it, right? Such a beautiful way to do proactive communication between servers. Redis Pubsub is a great tool if you know it how to use well. We'll talk about it detail in one of the systems in the future, but you get this idea, right? So now what I want to do, I want all of you to do is do this. Set up Redis locally. I'm sure you would have it by now, but set up Redis locally. Go through Redis Pubsub documentation. Once you go through the Redis Pubsub documentation, try to run a simple hello world following the documentation, right? Test real-time broadcast. Have multiple clients. So on your terminals, create 5 or 6 terminal screens. Make 4 of them subscribers, 1 of them publishers. Publisher pushes the message onto that channel. You see how immediately all subscribers receive it. Now, an interesting thing that I want all of you to test is see if you can persist the message. What happens when you send 10 messages and then a new subscriber joins? Would it get all the historical messages or not? You'll find it very amusing. Let me give you a spoiler alert. It does not. So what it tells us is that real-time Pubsub do not store anything on it. So when you're using Redis Pubsub and you send data to it, it would immediately broadcast to everyone who is connected at that very moment. It does not store anything. It does not buffer any message. And I would want you all to test it out, because that's where you understand that, hey, what's the limitation of the system? The limitation of Redis Pubsub is that nothing is buffered over here. Zero buffering. Whenever someone sends a message, whoever is connected and subscribed to that channel at that moment gets it. And if after that someone new joins in and subscribes to that same channel, does not mean he or she would get all the historical messages, because Redis does not buffer anything. right? So I want you all to practice this exact same thing and understand how things work, right? This four simple things, do that and build an understanding of real-time Pubsub. It has fascinating applications in messaging systems, in doing configuration push. These are two very widely used use case of real-time Pubsub, especially using Redis, right? And this is what I wanted to cover in this one. I hope you found it interesting. Hope you found it amusing. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks a ton.